Hello everyone, this is Kevin, your entrepreneur, and the Uber and Google lawsuit has taken a very interesting turn. A very interesting turn. Hashtag politics, just in case. But anyway, what has happened recently is that this lawsuit just keeps getting uglier and uglier, and just by a few basic things, I am definitely under the impression that Uber is not only guilty of what they are being sued of, they are going to lose. And they are going to lose hard. Because the first thing they did was they sought arbitration so that the case could be kept out of the public eye. And trust me, Uber has every interest to keep this out of the public eye. I mean, even before all the controversies hit, they had an interest to keep it out of the public eye. But with all the controversies they're surrounded in, guess what? They don't want this playing out in public. They don't want it to be like the O.J. Simpson trial. Trust me on that. So they sought arbitration to keep the case out of the public eye. But then they refused to hand over documents that were requested by the judge that could help prove that they are innocent. They've refused to do that. The third thing is that the guy who's being accused of stealing the documents and facilitating, I guess, this whole thing, he has pled the fifth. Now, I want to stress and point out, pleading the fifth does not mean you're guilty. It does not. However, it's rarely used by people who are innocent. It's and keep in mind, this is different from people who choose not to testify. Like, for example, on the Netflix series, The Making of a Murderer. Near the end of the documentary, Stephen Avery, who was on trial for murder, told the judge, my lawyers have advised me it's in my best interest not to take the stand. That is not the same as pleading the fifth. Pleading the fifth is when you are called to the stand and you are asked to testify. You are going to be asked questions about the case. And instead of answering those questions, you say, I evoke my rights to the Fifth Amendment and I will not answer any of these questions. And the reason that this Uber executive, whose name I cannot remember for the life of me, and I don't have the notes in front of me, so I'm sorry, but I'll have an article below so you can read his name. The reason he is doing it is because he does not want to self-incriminate himself. Well, okay, pleading the fifth does not mean you're guilty. It does not suggest, but I think it makes you look like you're guilty. So I will not assume he's guilty until they are charged guilty, but it's not a very promising look. That's for certain. So this lawsuit, it's only going to go one way, I think. Uber's going to lose. Because here's the thing. Google will not settle for a settlement. They absolutely will not. Google has enough money. This is not about money for them. This is about, hey, we were making these these self-driving cars, and someone stole our design and our secrets and our patents, and they started making their own driverless cars with them. Well, guess what? Those are our cars. We want them back. So, whether the trial plays out in the public eye or in private, I don't know. But the thing is, Google will win. And when they win, Uber has to give up their patents, their documents, their cars, and then they have to start making the cars over from scratch. And if they use anything that even remotely resembles those old patents, they could get sued again and lose the cars again. Uber basically is starting over. This is why companies do not bank on something that they do not have a firm grasp is actually going to happen yet. When Netflix started streaming movies, they did not kill their DVD rental service. Yes, they were banking on the future. They felt streaming was the future, and to a very big extent, they were right. They were very right on that for the most part, even though there's still a lot of people that rent DVDs from them. But they didn't kill the DVDs just to reach the future. Uber has been screwing with the drivers. They've been getting rid of the drivers. They've been pushing them away, saying, oh, we don't need the drivers. We don't need to treat them right. The autonomous vehicles are coming. And, oh, we just had them all taken away. We have to start from scratch. And we pretty much just alienated the people who run our business. Okay, I'm going to make a funny face that you guys can meme later, but derp, derp, derp. So, yeah. It's kind of amazing how much can be said without the case actually going to trial. I'm afraid of how many videos I'm going to have to make once this thing does go to trial. I am glad that I took yesterday off. I probably should have taken Saturday off because that was April Fool's Day, and the one video I did post, people questioned if it was real, but you know what? Taking a day off, I'm re-energized, I'm ready to complain about these things again, and this was a perfect time to do it, so I'm as happy as a clown. So, anyway, what do you folks think? Do you think by pleading the fifth, that suggests Uber is guilty of what they're doing, or are you willing to keep an open mind and wait for the trial to proceed and hear more of the evidence before you decide? I'd like to know. Comment below. Like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.